Good morning, my diamonds. As you know, misery does love company. You have a lot of women who are in these trapped. I call it, I feel that they're trapped. You know, I was in a support group yesterday. I was reading actually women who are with alcoholic husbands, and they posted the question. She says, I really am disgusted with this person, and I really don't feel like, you know, that I need to continue to be with this person. So I keep asking myself, and this is what women are asking themselves, so why am I still here? So then I read the comments, and the majority of the women said because they need the help financially. Some of them said they don't feel like this person is going to have anyone else, so they rather put up with misery, and it's based on really fear. They're afraid of the unknown, so they rather just put up with the abuse. I don't know, whatever. And then others said it's codependency, it's trauma bonding, which that's what I think it is pretty much. And you had a few of them who said, because I love this person. I know doggone well it's not about love, because you can't love anyone until you love yourself first. And if you love yourself, you're not going to permit someone to constantly abuse you and treat you badly. And you had some of the wives, they took pictures of their husbands on the floor drunk. One of them was on the counter, whatever. And these husbands, they drink every day. These women said there's not a day that passed that these guys don't drink, except for sometimes they'll let 1 or 2 days pass because they are so, with hangovers. But once the hangover passed, they're right back to the drinking. And the question that was posed, why won't I leave this character? Why won't I leave this man? And I will come back and tell you the comment that I left, because I'm trying to figure this part out. Now, I answered it, and I said, the same way you would leave your mother if she was a drunk. If your mother drank every day, if your mother put you through all of this misery, you would have no problem leaving your mother, your brother, your cousin, your flesh and blood, but yet you stay in these relationships with these men. And I said, that's where I'm lost at. Maybe someone can help me understand that. And of course, there was a silence. No one seemed to have an answer. I think it's because they know they're wrong. You sit up here and you put up with all of this abuse from all of these people who are outsiders, not your flesh and blood. But when it comes to your own family members, you have no problem throwing them away. That's just ridiculous to me. But anyway, let's listen to my beautiful daughter, the sovereign woman. This is my baby. I love her. Yeah, I think you already know, listening to some of her videos. She's just brilliant, because I can't believe someone who's as young as she is have so much wisdom, and she's so wise. She blows me away. Every time I listen to her videos, she just blows me away. The sovereign woman. Here we are.
So 2 things. Number 1, the amount of years you've been in a marriage or a relationship means absolutely nothing to me. Because I know that in most cases, the longer you've been married as a woman, the more likely you've put up with nonsense from your man. And you stayed in it because you either lack the resources, the self-esteem, or the gall, really, to just leave. And the second thing is, I don't know how older folk, and I consider myself to be getting up there with the older folk, right? I don't understand how y'all can go through a bunch of stuff in your lives and then sit back and watch the next generation coming up under you about to go through the same things. And your only advice is, well, we had to have it hard. If we suffer, you got to suffer. And then on top of that, tying back into the first point, I've heard many older women tell younger women to endure. You got to work it out. You took vows when a man is beating your ass. When a man is cheating on you and putting your health at risk, when a man is a deadbeat dad, right? Because you guys stayed in these long, miserable situations, you expect the next generation to be just as miserable as you. How do y'all sleep at night? And then you get the nerve to get on social media on my platforms, either here or YouTube, and get mad at me for giving advice to younger girls or telling them what to watch out for or how not to play themselves or allow themselves to get got. At least I'm trying. I feel like I have an obligation. My truck is being loaded. That's why there's a bunch of noise going in the background. But at least I feel like I have some kind of obligation to want to help. Like, I can't just sit back and watch people go into a train wreck and then like not try to offer any type of guidance, but you guys can. How do y'all wake up in the morning? Like, I don't really understand how y'all do this, right? I really don't get it. There's women that are prostitutes. They're literally out there still living the prostitute life. And even they will try to offer advice to young girls and say, hey, little mama, this ain't the life for you, right? Don't be like me. This is not, go to school, get your education, blah, 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 blah. Even they try to help. But you older folk, men and women alike, a lot of y'all want to see the next generation suffer because you suffered. And I just don't understand that. And you guys got the nerve to think somebody like me is as selfish and a bad person because I don't want to bring kids into this mess. But my whole thing is, what about the kids that are already here? And you guys are letting them crash and burn. You're giving them horrible advice, if any advice at all. Because you suffered, they need to suffer. I don't understand this mindset. You get mad at people like me, women like me, who are like, hey, don't do this, or if I were you, I would take a different approach. Don't get yourselves caught up, blah, blah, blah. At least I give a damn to some degree. At least I care a little bit, right? What can y'all say? Can you really say you care about the youth? You don't, right? Now, technically, I care, and I don't even have to care, right? Because I don't have kids. So whatever happens to the world in the next 50, 100 years, it's not going to affect me at all. And it's not going to affect my kids. And it's not going to affect my grandkids. Why? Because they don't exist and they never will exist. It's really not even my problem. But because I do have a heart, because I do feel the need or the obligation to give out any type of wisdom that I've come across in my life since I've been here, I'm going to do that. But you guys are like, well, we didn't have it easy. We had it hard. So y'all got to learn the hard way. Sometimes experience is the best teacher. Other things, it's so unnecessary. Like, y'all will sit back and let these kids and teenagers go through things that's unnecessary as hell. And all you really can do is offer your best guidance. Even if you messed up in your lives, which the vast majority of y'all are like that because you did screw your lives up. But at the very least, you can say, don't end up like me. Y'all don't even do that. Y'all would just sit back and be like, well, gotta learn the hard way. We all had to learn the hard way. So I'm just going to tell y'all, if y'all ain't got no actual good advice to give the younger generation, or you're not even trying to, stay off my platform. Don't come here trying to police me and tell me what I need to and what I need not to be telling the younger generation coming up. Because at least I'm trying, and at least I give a damn. More than I can say for y'all.
Again, she made some very excellent points. A lot of people feel that experience is the best teacher. In some cases, that is true, but you have a lot of people who they don't have to go through hardship. A lot of people, they don't have such a hard head. They know how to look at situations and look at what other people have gone through, and they say to themselves, I'm not going to put myself through that. Like, you have some people who have parents who are drug addicts, or parents who are alcoholics, or parents who have gambling problems. And the youth, the younger ones, said, you know what? I see what that caused them, so I'm never going that route. So they don't have to experience it in order to go through it. And then you do have some parents who try to educate the younger ones, but the younger ones are saying, well, you need to practice what you preach. Look, honey, just because the parent, what the person is doing, like the prostitute, she'll say, don't be like me, because this is not the way to go. And I'm telling you not to do this. So of course you have some people who think, who's got such a slick mouth and talk out the side of their face and say, well, you need to practice what you preach. What they're doing is they're already caught up. And they're trying to prevent you from being caught up. They already have, let's say, addictions or things that they're entangled with, and they're trying to prevent you. But the point is, like she said, you know, instead of the older generation, she said that she's getting older. She's beautiful. She's young and beautiful. You should try to help the next generation, especially when it comes to constantly trying to encourage women to get themselves tied up in these drama, abusive, miserable relationships. You see, I try to encourage women, please stay single. Please become a part of your community. Find a community church. Become a part of a sisterhood. Let women build each other up, uplift each other, elevate each other. Instead of getting yourself caught up with some dude, some man, who 9 times out of 10 is going to give you a hard way to go. Because that's the type of world that we live in right now. That's the Generation Z, Generation X. These dudes out here are not looking for anything serious. And like she said, that's the reason why she don't bring children into this world. I think we all see what state this world is in. And then I look at Kendra G and I see these women saying that they want more children. She already got like 3-4 kids. And the men have the audacity to say that they want children. You know, Kendra asked them, do you want children? Do you want more children? Yes. First of all, you don't even make enough money to be bringing children into this world. You have men who are making less than 6 figures and they want to have children. What? Do you know how expensive rent is? Food, utilities, car payments, trying to educate the children. Then you have to have recreation for their mental health. These things are costly. And how much money are you making? What? I'm a firm believer. Help the children that are already here. You have family members who already have children. They need a break. Help them. Let those be your co-children. You become auntie or whatever. So let me read some of the comments here. I wrote down on Facebook, several women said that they're only staying because they can't make it on their own financially. They're afraid, codependency, trauma bonding, anything and everything but love. You know, another person says, are you prepping to not make the same mistakes twice, or have you tapped out? I don't know what that is. What? Like, she didn't understand that either. Anyway, they was talking about the Queen Maker, Princella. She's always encouraging women to just please stay single, honey. Please. Why do you want to add problems to your life? Drama. Let me see. Told me I am jealous when I try. Okay. Charisma, she says, I understand what you're saying. However, I had a young person tell me that I'm jealous when I tried to warn them. I always share my experiences to try to teach them. But some kids, they're just hard-headed. They don't want to listen. Another person comments, I don't know why you don't have over 1 million followers, but wait. Folks or people, they really don't want to listen to the truth. And there's nothing you can do. Like I said, the only thing we can do, women who are trying to help and who really still give a damn, is we plant the seed, and it's up to Jesus Christ whether he decides to make it grow inside these women's head. You know, when I think about Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1, it shows how there's going to be 7 women fighting for one man. And the scripture shows how the women are going to be so desperate just for his last name, he could dog them all out. He could have up to 7 women and they still would be fighting for it. And the scripture says the men don't even have to provide. Not really. Do you ever watch Divorce Court, Tubies? Honey, take a look at that show. Men that don't work, haven't worked for years, and the women are still fighting like hell to hang on to these dudes. I don't get it. And then 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 6, it shows how the kind of women that men are going to be seeking out. And it says that they're going to be seeking out women who are weak-minded and women who are gullible and women like the sovereign woman here and myself. And there's so many other women out here trying hard to help other women. But it's up to the women whether they choose to listen. It is what it is. Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle.